Also, this is the Global Digest think tank. So you are our guest today. What you are doing right now and what is your expertise?
Thank you for your time, and it is very great and delighted for me to be here. And actually, I have to say that I'm graduated from political science and of course international relations in my country. And right now, I'm going to prepare myself for a PhD in international relations. And I've written a book about instinct and politics. Exactly, this book is about psychology and policy among people and leaders, of course. In that book, I was explaining that how psychological matter impact over political issues around the world generally. And of course, I'm researching and I'm activist in a think tank in my country. And within these 4 or 5 years, I was passing many different courses about geopolitical matters, analytical matters, and that sort of things. Think tank. And mainly and mostly, they are working over Middle East issues. And they deep down in Middle East issues, for example, presidential election in Iraq or matters in Eurasia or Afghanistan or many different things in Turkey. But because of my interests, I just working in geopolitical matters and big pictures. I mean, uh, I'm working in high politics out there. For example, I think 2 years ago, I had an paper in my think tank about impact of AI over future wars. Uh, it was around at the beginning of Ukraine and Russia conflicts.
I see. I see. So, I don't know. You are in Tehran city, or I don't know.
Yes, I'm
I
Tehran.
mean, after Israeli strike, air strike, and U.S. bomb your government and your leader or the head of government or military leader. Is there
Uh-huh.
any changes, or it still remains after conflicts?
Within these 12 days of conflicts between Iran and Israel, uh, unfortunately, we lost some lives, some military people, and some marshals, and of course, some civilians, unfortunately. And within those days, we lost some of our military bases, and of course, our nuclear bases in my country. One of them is near my city, Tehran, within 4 hours drive, actually. Uh, I think actually we don't have accessibility to very clear and deep secret newspaper news in my country because of this is very top secret. But everybody in this field thinks that unfortunately we lost lots of nuclear capabilities in my country. Actually, military system in my country are very, very serious here in order to manipulate and rebuild, reconstruct their uh, nuclear capability. But of course, right now we've got some drawbacks about those uh, actually reaction in my country. In one side, the leadership and his companion are more maybe aggressive and maybe intensive. Uh, about facing with Western countries, and especially Israel. They are very serious, and they are very, you know, uh, very serious to prepare themselves again for, maybe unfortunately, it is hard to say, next war. But the government, because my government is thinking to work with Western Europe and United States, and going with to deal with you know uh, political matters with United States and Great Britain, and of course France. So they don't like to put country in next war. Actually, they would like to have a deal, or make a deal, or make a conversation with Western countries. But one side of the politicians, that they are somehow radical about these matters, are very serious to have maybe final conflict. They are preparing themselves. They are reconstructing and maintaining their issue. Of course, in both sides, we've got lots of flaws and damages. For example, government lost their maybe lost their public interests among people because of inflation, and maybe hardships of daily routine life for people. On the other side of the coin, I mean, military leaders and Islamic and religious leaders are trying to fix and rebuild those kind of matters in order to uh, prepare the country for maybe defense or tackle to the matters. Some people during the 12 days of conflicts between Iran and Israel thought that there is a cope against government in my country, but because of the very because of firm bases, firm infrastructure, firm political infrastructure in my country, there was no cope against government. Although government has a kind of tend to Western culture and Western countries, but uh, you know, some people that they are in military and security and intelligence services were very eager to keep the government very safe, and keep the position of the president and its government very, very safe. The supreme leader of the country is Mr. Khamenei. That person is a leader of religious people, and also in both sides, uh, he is in policy. He is policymaker, and of course, religious leader also at the
Uh,
same time.
this it cannot be
Uh,
changed. It cannot be changed in Iran.
yes, yes, that person cannot be changed. Of course, there are some uh, argues, it is very old argues in my country that it could be changed, or maybe this position and this seat would be changed. But those kind of discussion uh, goes very dramatic, and put society in very dramatic situation within 20 past years. But these days, everybody think that this seat must not be changed because politically and economically we are dealing with bigger problems. There's no any election for supreme leader position and supreme leader seat in my country based on rules and regulation and laws in my country. But the president every 4 years would be chosen by people opinion, and of course it comes up out of different parties.
I see. So president will
Yes.
change, but supreme leader will never change again, right? And
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
12-day conflict, many international communities said because of Iran intention for a nuclear weapon, it's enough amount of facility and uranium that can produce nuclear weapon. Actually, Iran is sanctioned or prohibited by United Nations to make nuclear weapon, but
Mm-hmm.
international
Mm-hmm.
community believe Iran is going to develop anytime soon. So that's one reason Israeli airstrike and definitely American destroy uranium and nuclear facilities that purpose. And is there what is Iran people perspective if Israeli airstrike and how Iran people view.
Nuclear programs has got many pros and cons here down in Iran. On the others, in big picture, everybody actually are supporter of nuclear programs. And within these 30 years, after Mr. Khatami, if you remember him, he was president and he was very popular and he was very famous in my country. And after that, lots of people thought that uh, nuclear activities and nuclear industry can solve lots of problems in medications, agriculture, space research, making energy for the country because we are suffering from lack of water and lack of precipitation. I mean, rain and lack of snow and something like this. So because of this, I tend to say that in this view, many people like to have a great opportunity, the same as other people and other nations in developed countries, such as United States, Germany, France, and Russia, Pakistan, India, uh, because um, uh, uh, we've got scientists, nuclear scientists in my country that they are Iranian and they studied in Iranian university exactly. And politically, based on international laws, people think that if we are under observation uh, in a national organization such as UN or other international organizations. So that development and industry could be very safe for other countries and for other states. Uh, but unfortunately, within these last years, I think Israel, because of actually problematic history between Iran and Israel. Israel tried to terror uh, scientists in my country, and I think out of these 12 days of confliction, we lost 6 or maybe 10 uh, atomic scientists, and they were terrored exactly in Tehran. Exactly, I can remember, and because of this, I think politically my country harnessed and drew and dragged to military atomic activities. And it is I think it is based on Western qualification and Western characteristic of policy, because such as, for example, Germany, France, or Japan, or maybe South Korea, we could have these opportunity to save lives by atomic medications and agriculture, which was developed by nuclear industry. But unfortunately, this is a situation of Middle East that all developments must be controlled by Israel supervision. And we historically, I'm going to take your attention to development of atomic industry in Egypt and of course Iraq. And if you know that, maybe it is very great to understand, maybe very interesting to know that Egypt lost some of its nuclear atomic scientists in terror many years ago, I think 40 years ago. And of course, Iraq also had this story. Also, Iraq has got, uh, has lost maybe 7 or 6, as far as I know, lost some of nuclear scientists within a terror. And during the war between during imposal war between Iran and Iraq, Iraq was bombarded by Israel to destroy nuclear facilities. You know, fundamental and buildings, those kind of buildings based on nuclear activity. Around 30 years ago, uh, Israel had a airstrike to Iraq to demolish nuclear facilities in Iraq, while Iran and Iraq were in conflicts on the border, on their border. No, before 1990s. I mean, around 1980s, exactly. In
See,
80s
when
facilities.
Egypt nuclear facility was destroyed by Israel.
They didn't have a very great nuclear power station in Egypt, yes, but I know that 2 or 3 of their scientists were terrored uh, uh, before achieving any uh, scientific appliances, scientific application in their country. Before achieving, they terrored. They were terrored.
Which means Israeli assassinated Egypt's nuclear scientists.
Exactly. Those scientists are preparing a country for nuclear development, to prepare medications, agriculture development, and space research. And of course, making energy, such as electricity for the country. But this is a terrible situation in Middle East, I think.
But
And
you said the Iranian people want nuclear power, nuclear facility for development, like that for agriculture or energy or any public development. That Iranian
exactly.
people want nuclear power, and they are supported to develop nuclear facility. And but
Mhm.
international community, they saw it is not just for that. The political leader, your government is doing for it is going to develop nuclear weapon. That's why that is against international law, UN law. That's why they argue that your leader are misleading nuclear facility. That's the main reason they said.
Yeah. Honestly say, I have to say that the government and of course nuclear organization in my country has a great deal and connection, very big connection and line with international organizations and foundations in order to be supervised by international organization. So even within 12 days war, my government were trying to have those kind of foreigners from UN or the other sector in order to quench and in order to answer, have an great answer and calm answer to, maybe warning questions and warning codes in the national affairs uh, in order to call nations that uh, nuclear industry and our nuclear activity in Iran is based on peace activity and it is under international supervision. They were trying to have a great connection and mm, actually deal with international foundations and organization. But I think it's a kind of failure in order to try, in order to be reliable.
You want to say Iranian government is they are failed to cooperation with international community, international agents or international groups in order to make any agreement because the government failed to do that and that become escalated and it's become conflict.
My government and the military services in my country are trying, and of course, political sector in my country are trying to have a great cooperation with international organization. Unfortunately, we tackled and we were attacked by airstrike while we were in negotiation, in a national negotiation. If you remember, exactly a day before airstrike to my country, the government and politicians and foreign minister also were in negotiation in Europe. Exactly. And a day after that, exactly, in that time, we were under airstrike without any warning, international warning. Uh, and Western countries, maybe Israel and maybe United States, didn't wait for getting answer and getting result out of international negotiations. Normally, if you want to attack to a state, we need international negotiations in order to try the company, the country, and those kind of people to put them inside rules and regulation of international affairs based on rules, international rules. But unfortunately, while Iranian government and Iranian politicians were trying to have negotiations in Europe. Exactly a day after that, we've got an airstrike, and we lost lots of lives, even civilians. And I think it is out of the international laws.
You see,
But still, still we are trying. Iran is trying. There is no any problem in this case in my country, and all politicians in different parties and different wings, uh, even they are radical or even they are liberal, are always trying to cooperate and start new negotiation with Western world and of course in the national sectors such as UN or that sort of things.
They are talking with European countries. It seems it's too slow. Iranian government reaction or cooperation is too slow or too late for negotiation, isn't it? It's why it's too low. Maybe your leader need more appropriate person to act or to make negotiation much better or much quicker. I think your leader is something, your government is something, leadership is something miss. I mean, they could not do on time or they are too late.
Yes, I believe in your thoughts somehow that maybe we are losing time or maybe we lost the time and maybe we aren't prepared exactly for those kind of international affairs and international negotiations. Uh, yes, somehow. Honestly, say yes. Somehow you're right that unfortunately within some years of some of our uh, presidential election in my country, we lost sometimes. Yes, I believe that nuclear negotiations and nuclear uh, nuclear speak uh, wasn't in political zoom and wasn't in political focus in my country among politicians. And unfortunately, we don't within those years, politicians in my country just focus to solve domestic problems such as inflation, such as dramatic problems in housing or you know those kind of those kind of problems in my country, and they lost their times. But I seriously believe that, uh, of course, we lost the time. But why we have to be under attacked while we are in negotiation meeting? It isn't fair, I think. My country has actually got a great opportunity to actually give give lots of opportunity to international supervisor to come to my country and visit all aspects of nuclear industry in my country, and even interview. They had an interview with nuclear scientists. I can prepare those kind of information, and would be interesting. Would very, very, those kind of information would be very interesting if you compare those kind of information with other countries actually cooperation with nuclear international foundation, such as Israel, such as maybe Turkey, or maybe I can say France. I can prepare those kind of information that we have uh, uh, lots of times with international supervisors in my country rather than other countries. And it isn't fair exactly that while we are under negotiation in another country and our foreign minister is trying to solve those kind of matters, yes, exactly, we are under at airstrike by Israel Air Force. On the other side, I told you that we lost some times to be very clear. And I think policy way and political way wouldn't be stopped in this situation. And me, and of course, my professors, and of course, the politicians in my country of all sides and parties are seriously believe that we have to uh, continue political uh, solutions rather than military solutions.
So the conflict was imminent. The conflict was happened because, as you said, your politician, Iranian politicians are not prepared to deal with the nuclear issue, nuclear facility. They are doing many other domestic issue, and it seemed it was too late and uh, too little negotiation.
Yes.
It just become a conflict.
One of the great senses of international relations stories and international relation studies that it says that there is no perpetual friend and there is no perpetual enemy in political matter and in international relations. Based on this senses that, of course, there is a great view of realism. I have to say that the matter is that uh, we have to be very expensive. You know, policy makers must to think that policy and the power in the country and in the state must be valuable to attract other states to deal with its problem. For example, everybody knows that Iran is helping Russia with drones because while we are helping Russia in conflict in Ukraine conflict, it means that Russian power and Russian geographical matters and geopolitical matters also, and Russian history and Russian policy is important for us. It means this. You can translate, you know, lend, lending drones, lending Iranian drones, and lending uh, Iranian drone industry to Russia. Translated for me that Russian power in international relation is important for Iranian politicians, but vice versa. This is a big question that does Iranian power valuable for Russian politicians, vice versa? The answer is no. In my gut, in my think, in my political view, is not right. Of course, this happened exactly about China. In my view, a state must build up policy power to be valuable for other states. In case of war or conflicts or other political uh, flap, international flap, and international crisis, other countries can help uh, this state, not based on friendship, because there's no any friendship in the national policy, but based on their interest, based on political interest and geopolitical interest. Historically, we have to think that we need, based on history, historically, we need to make our power and translate our power gradually and to be valuable for the region. For example, my country must be valuable in case of security in uh, Persian Gulf, for Arab states, for other Muslim nations in both sides. I mean, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, and it stretches to north part of Africa. We must be valuable to attract their interests and getting involved with our crisis. But unfortunately, this is another actually uh, factor that I'm as a kind of person totally disagree with political actions in my country that unfortunately they serves and they have tried to make peace and security in their region. Even when United States troops 20 years ago, I can dig up those kind of information for you for next, maybe if I have opportunity uh, for next session, that while American troops entered to Afghanistan uh, around 20 years ago, Iranian intelligence services prepare lots of information for American troops, uh, and they help American army to enter to Afghanistan because they got stuck in somewhere in Afghanistan geopolitically because of mountains and big deserts that they didn't have any information about this. I'm telling you that we serve different nations in our uh, region to be secured, but unfortunately, we haven't translate, for example, uh, power, our power resources to engagement of foreigners.
You said Russia-Iran relation, China-Iran relation. You mean you don't have friends? What's interest, Iran interest, and Russia interest about Iran, China interest about Iran. So it's just give and take. There is no friendship. You want to say like this. So that's the reason Russia cannot help Iran. China could not help Iran, but China they buy uh, a lot of Iranian oil and gas, right? So in that case, China benefit a lot of oil and gas, isn't there?
We are on the same wavelength. We all agree with each other. But to some extent, if we want to get other states' interests in a conflict, in national or regional conflicts, we have to be valuable for their political interests. To some extent, do you agree with this? With this idea because of lack of political activity, we lost this leverage. We lost this matter. We could exactly have a great negotiation with China or Russia uh, based on politicians' speech in my country. Based on politicians' speech in my country, I have to say that Iran didn't ask any help from another states such as China or Russia during the conflict. Didn't ask because politicians in my country says that we extremely uh, uh, independent in military and we are totally capable for defend our country. This is the politician's speech. Yes. On the other side, uh, because of our expertise, I have to say that we didn't have any, for example, secret news that what is do we have any, for example, military connection between Iran and Russia or Iran and China during the 12 days of conflicts? Yes or no? It is top secret and there's no any availability to understand those kind of news, secret political news. But Uh, in my gut, in my idea, I firmly believe that uh, you know we lost the time for international nuclear negotiation because our project, our nuclear industry project, took over 30 years. Oh, you can't believe it, over 30 years. So it means that it's a kind of, it shows that political inefficiency, political deficiency in my country.
I see.
But on the yes, but on the other side, uh, in military sector, uh, based on political senses, politicians' senses, we were independent. We were totally independent to uh, defend our country and defend our nation. Uh, and in another side, I believe that unfortunately, uh, of course, we helped Russia, for example, in Ukraine conflict by drone industry. Yeah, but on the other side, vice versa, we couldn't make this power back to my country, and we couldn't convince them. Unfortunately, we couldn't convince them to try their political power in a national organization or in a national foundation such as UN, or maybe we lost time to convince them for absorbing them in maybe military help or military engagement somehow. We weren't able to make this, and this is a big drawback, and it's a big flaw in foreign policy of Iran.
Right, right. So you said, as you said, if there is no friend, just give and takes, and it's about
Exactly.
stress between Iran, Russia, Iran, China. So that is the case in Iran. And also Iran politicians strongly believe they are confident and they confident about self-defense. They don't need other support. They believe,
Yeah.
Iran politicians believe that. And
Yes.
also international engagement negotiation was uh, too late and too little probably, and that's the thing.
In a national power, if we can understand in a national power, in my gut, we have to think that we need a maximum of power while we are living in very weak nation and very weak region. Saudi Arabia needs maximum of power, maximum of industry, maximum of assets, and maybe nuclear weapon or something like this. Yes, and they would like to dominate in whole of the region from Pakistan till north of America, north of Africa. Of course, we have this role for Turkey. If you can understand, if we want to, be honest with the Turkey history, Ottoman Emperor, we can understand that they don't believe to, same religion. They don't believe those kind of matters or humanitarian affairs because we are speaking about in a national power, and in a national power has got just one dialogue: be powerful in very weak region, to dominate region, to feed the region with your power, and control the region with your power, with your military efforts, with your industry, with your money belongings, and that sort of things. So I think getting help in conflicts is um, is out of the issue, is out of the jury. I don't like to think about getting help while we are speaking about international affairs and international relations, because all states and nations, of course, based on realism view, not uh, other views in international
I see. I see. Then
relations.
the Iran relationship with Islam countries, which means in international politics, related to regional politics, international politics, we can say that in the international politics, uh, you said Iran relation with Islamic country, Muslim country, it doesn't matter.
Islamic foundations and international, I have to say, international Islamic foundations uh, aren't very actually active with religious interests, unfortunately,
Not
and
politic.
not politically. Maybe because basically we've got different political views in all those kind of Islamic countries around the world. We've got different political views, many different. Uh, uh, I don't know. Have you studied those kind of differentiate or not? But as a part of a study, I have to say that even in one state, there are maybe 10 or 12 uh, important and strong parties that they strongly believe to different political matters. While they are trying to be Muslim and while they are to keep their Islam rules in their society, such as hijab or marital estates or something like this. But their political views are totally different with each other. So, because of this, having unity and united hand uh, in the National Islamic Congress and in the National Islamic Society is in dead end and is totally failure. Is totally failure. Uh, all sort of Islamic countries has got their own problems, and they don't have. They are suffering from lack of industry, lack of GDP. Yes, and poverty is very high. Rate of poverty in those kind of countries are very high. Although on the other side of the coin, they've got lots of underground resources, while they are very rich about oil and gas, while they are have a great accessibility to Mediterranean Sea or Red Sea or Indian Ocean or Persian Gulf. Unfortunately, they are suffering from the lack of domestic policy and lack of life quality. So
I think
I think
UAE, Saudi Arabia, they have a lot of income, they have a lot of money, isn't there?
yes, yes, exactly. UAE or you know this is just one country. This is one small country with huge capacity of extracting oil and gas, and they are shoulder to shoulder with Western countries for governing and running their country in political sector, in industry sector, and actually they put their domestic culture put aside. They put their domestic culture aside